بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على نبينا Muhammad وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear viewers in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This program, which is about the parables of Al-Quran, in this last time we have discussed the ayah number 60 of Surah Al-Nahl, لِلَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْآخِرَةِ مَثَلُ السَّوْءِ وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْعَالَى وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. And we have said that those people who do not believe in Allah, who commit shirk, they try to associate with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala similitudes which are of a very mean nature. So what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying there, that first of all, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ, nothing is similar unto him. So don't make this type of similitudes at all. And if, just to let the people understand, you want to make a similitude, then try to find out something sublime, something very high. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْعَالَى, the highest type of similitude, that should belong to Allah. And now we come to ayah number 74, in which it is said that don't make similitude at all, again meaning that something which does not fit Allah and His dignity. So let me read first ayah number 73 and 74 of Surah Al-Nahl, which is surah number 16 in Al-Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ويعبدون من دون الله ما لا يملك لهم رزقا من السماوات والأرض شيئا ولا يستطيعون فلا تضربوا لله الأمثال إن الله يعلم وأنتم لا تعلمون. And worship others than Allah, and they worship others than Allah, such as have no power of providing them for sustenance with anything in heavens or earth, and cannot possibly have such power. So don't invent similitudes for Allah knows and you know not. So here, when it is said, فَلَا تَضْرِبُوا لِلَّهِ الْأَمْثَالِ, don't make similitudes for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they used to say, the pagan Arabs, they used to say things that do not fit Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, they say that if you want to approach a king or a ruler, you have to approach him through so many intercessors. In the same way, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the king as well, so you need intercessors. You need intercessors. And this is what they have said, وَمَا نَعْبُدُهُمْ إِلَّا لِيُقَرِّبُونَا إِلَى اللَّهِ زُلْفَى. We only worship them because they bring us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that was the idea which they wanted to introduce, that we believe in Allah, but we believe also in so many deities, because these deities become our intercessors to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, don't think that Allah is like the kings of this world. You need intercessors for the worldly kings, but you don't need any intercessors to me. Ud'uni astajib lakum. You just pray to me and I am going to respond to you. وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when my people ask you about me, tell them that I am very near to them. So they must respond to me, they must believe in me, so that they could be guided. So that is the main subject or the main lesson which is given here. فَلَا تَضْرِبُوا لِلَّهِ الْأَمْثَالِ. Don't make similitudes for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Indeed, Allah knows and you don't know. As long as you got no knowledge, that go back to the one who got the knowledge. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you the knowledge, the proper knowledge. Now here, before this ayah, it is said, وَيَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ مَا لَا يَمْلِكُ لَهُمْ رِزْقًا. مَا لَا يَمْلِكُ لَهُمْ رِزْقًا مِنَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ شَيْئًا. They worship deities who got even no control upon the sustenance at all. They can't sustain anybody in the heaven or in the earth. And then وَلَا يَسْتَطِيعُونَ, they got no ability at all to do anything. That is the lesson. That are you comparing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with deities who can't even sustain anybody, who got no ability at all? Look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who provides you with all the sustenance. So, you ask Him, you pray Him, you pray towards Him. And here, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned about this argument, that Allah who gives you, who sustains you, who nourishes you, He is the Rabb. So, He should deserve, He is the one who deserves all your devotion and all your worship. And we can say it in another way. Look, all the lowest species in this world are serving the higher species. What does it mean? It means, for example, look at the grass. Look at the pastures on the land. Now this pasture or this grass is saying to the cattle, we are for you, come and graze us. The pasture, which is here in this example, is the lowest, serving cattle which are higher than the pasture and the grass and the hay. Now the cattle which graze on that grass, and then they become fabulous and fabulous, they are saying to the man, we are for you, come, slaughter us. We have been created for yourselves, so that you can exhaust us as your food. And this is what the man is doing, slaughtering the animals and then eating them. Now look at the man. Should he not say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that as long as you have provided me with all the means of sustenance, then I should serve you. That should be the real position of the man, serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As long as all the lower species are serving him, he should serve Allah. So this is the evidence which is given here. The main argument that these people, they believe in gods and deities who can't sustain, who can't nourish, who can't feed anybody. They are fed by them. Many years ago, we heard about a deity, an idol in India with the name of Ganesh. And they started saying that this deity Ganesh, which was actually made of some fabrics or some minerals, it started sucking the milk. And it was something very amazing. Even the papers, they have circulated that news, that the Ganesh god is sucking the milk, is drinking the milk. And it was my personal experience. I went to Malaysia those days, and in our just we are trying to visit many places, including a temple. So when I entered that temple, the doorkeeper or the gatekeeper said to me that here we got Ganesh as well. So I said, oh, I would be very interested to see Ganesh. And he said, but he has just taken the milk and now he is resting. He is taking his rest. Subhanallah. First of all, our God who has created the cows, who provides us and our children with the milk. And this is also a God to some people who is taking all that milk and depriving the children of their food. God who needs rest as well. Such an amazing thing. So when I say that how people could believe in such types of ideas when they know that these idols are made by them and they are erected by them, they are manufactured by them. How could they solve their problems? How could they sustain them? How could they nourish them? And this is the same idea are the same argument which was advanced by Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. We know from the story of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam that he was, when his people invited him to go to a festival outside the town, he said that I can't go, I am ill. And in that way he did not go with them. And in the absence of all those people, he entered the temple. And when he entered the temple, he smashed all the idols. He left the hammer by which he has smashed the idols hanging in the neck of the biggest god there. And when the people came back and they discovered that all their idols were destroyed and the hammer is hanging in the neck of the biggest one, they said, who could do it? And everybody was sure that there is only one young person in the community who could do it, and that is Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. So this is why they called upon him. They asked Sayyidina Ibrahim, did you do that? Did you destroy all our deities? And Sayyidina Ibrahim wanted to give them the message, a very logical message. He said that why don't you ask this idol who got the hammer hanging in his neck? And they said, you know that this God can't do that. So Sayyidina Ibrahim was able to argue with them. When you yourself believe that this God can't even move from its place, can't even take the hammer in its hand, can't even shake anything here in the temple, can't do anything at all, then why do you worship him? And then he wanted to give another message, that even in the idol kingdom, the biggest God does not want the smallest God, because the God always wants to be one. He does not want many gods surrounding him. That is the nature of the gods. So he wanted to give that message, and the message was passed. But of course, those people, they were so deep in their idol worship that they did not understand what Sayyidina Ibrahim wanted them to understand. فَلَا تَضْرِبُوا لِلَّهِ الْأَمْثَالِ. So, don't invent similitudes for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of this nature. And with this, we come to the end of this program. وصلى الله تعالى على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.